What's up, people? I'm back again with another reaction video. And this time I'm going to be reacting to Donkey of the Day for Charlemagne the God and the Breakfast Club. Now, you know Charlemagne the God does Donkey of the Day on that morning show. But this time he gave Donkey of the Day to JD Vance. Now, JD Vance and Dana Bash was on the CNN State of the Union interview. And, Dana Bash had asked him about the stories of the cats and the pets and the dogs and stuff being eaten in Springfield, Ohio. And he said that he created the story, and he admitted that he created the story. What I'm reacting to is not going to be the actual interview. It's going to be the Breakfast Club's rendition or their version of it. So I want you guys to just, put on your thinking cap, and I want you to really pay attention. And I'm trying not to stop it too much so this video won't be too long. But I want you guys to listen to it and break it down and play it back if you have to. And I want you guys to put on your thinking caps, and I want you to pay attention and really listen closely to what's going on. So you can you can make your own informed decision on what to believe and what not to believe. These public figures and these news outlets and social media and it's coming from every direction. They create biases, and it gives you a reason to believe something that you already want to believe. And I've watched this before, so Charlemagne the God is actually going to confirm what I'm saying. He's gonna try to make it seem like he's joking when he's saying that, but I think he really means it deep down. And they're kind of like playing in our face, and we really gotta pay attention to what's going on. But I'm gonna have a link to the entire video down below in the description, so you can go through and watch the entire thing, because the version that I'm gonna show you, what I'm gonna be reacting to, is just gonna be clips, and it's gonna be sliced up just to get to the point, to point out certain things, to show you how the media manipulates us to think what they want us to think. It's like, it's a form of propaganda. But without further ado, let's get started. The headline is even gonna be misleading.
Goes to a man who could potentially be vice president of the United States of America, JD Vance. At some point, we are going to have to realize that JD may stand for James David, but it also might stand for just dumb. May even stand for jackass donkey. This guy is the weapon formed against Donald Trump. If any pastor ever says to Trump, "No weapon formed against you will prosper," I will scream, "Bah humbug," and tell him, look to his vice presidential running mate, okay? JD Vance is the reason why I now understand why vice presidents are better off seen.
Now, if you notice, and I'm gonna try not to stop it too much, but if you notice, he's setting the stage right now. He's planting the seed in your mind for what he wants you to believe. But I'm gonna let him keep going.
And not heard. Now, I'm going to give JD Vance some credit. He is on all these Sunday morning news shows, unscripted, answering any questions they throw at him. I need to see more of that from Harrison Walls. It's one thing to do interviews, but you can't be resorting to all your talking points, Madam Vice President, because all eyes are on you. And when folks hear you repeating some of the same stories over and over, it starts to feel like it's not authentic. See, JD Vance was on CNN.
That's probably because it's not authentic. Yes, Kamala Harris does repeat the same things over and over. It sounds scripted because it's probably most likely not authentic. But it is politics, and she does that very well. But yeah, let's let him keep going.
And State of the Union, and Dana Bash asked him about the claims he made in regards to Haitians eating pets. You remember the whole Haitians eating pets thing, right? Let's listen to Trump on the debate stage repeating that lie.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
But yes, JD said he felt the need.
Hey, to be honest, that did sound crazy when he was saying that. That sounded very outlandish. And I had heard the story before, so I wasn't really surprised as a lot of people were when they heard that. But I was like, why did he even... Man, Trump. I was surprised he said that on stage like that. But I wasn't really shocked by it because I had heard it before. But he's saying that JD Vance actually admitted that he made the story up. So let's see if JD Vance actually says that.
create stories so that the media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people. He admit he just kind of made it all up. I can't make this kind of stuff up, and I wouldn't because I'm not JD Vance. Let's go to CNN State of the Union for the report, please.
Can you affirmatively say now that that is a rumor that has no basis with evidence?
Dana, the evidence is the first-hand account of my constituents who are telling me that this happened. And by the way, I've been trying to talk about the problems in Springfield for months, and the American media ignored it. There was a congressional hearing just last week of angel moms who lost children because Kamala Harris let criminal migrants into this country who then murdered their children. The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to,
But it wasn't just a meme,
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast.
You just said that this is a story that you created. So the eating dogs and cats thing is not
We are
accurate.
creating, I say that we're creating a story, meaning we're creating the American media focusing on it.
If I have to create stories so that the media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, I will. This is why you can't trust anyone.
Hold on
Except
now.
for me.
I heard him say he created the story. I didn't hear him say he made it up. So, I mean, I might have missed something, but you guys let me know. Now, there's a difference between making up something, like making something, fabricating it, you know, complete fiction versus creating something that's already out there and creating the story around it. And that's what it sounds like he's saying, but I might be wrong. I'm just going to let him keep going. Let me back it up a little bit.
Media focusing on it.
If I have to create stories so that the media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, I will. This is why you can't trust anyone. Except for me. Because I tell you, that you should believe me even though I'm lying. Okay, Ryan Holiday wrote a fantastic book that everyone should read called Trust Me, I'm Lying. And that is me. Okay, that should be all of us. I will tell you that I'm lying because I want to give you the choice on whether you should believe this lie or not. I know you are.
Right. He said he's telling you a lie, but telling you that he's lying. But he know you're going to believe him. I mean, it's just, he's basically just lying to us and spinning a story. But that's what it sounds like he's saying. I'm gonna back it up just a bit, just a bit to make sure is that's what he's saying.
Okay, that should be all of us. I will tell you that I'm lying because I want to give you the choice on whether you should believe this lie or not. I know you are probably going to believe me anyway because you want to. I still read the whole article and not just the headline. Now, let me tell you what J.D. Vance's rumor has caused. Bomb threats aimed at local hospitals and government offices. And J.D. Vance doesn't want to get any credit for that. Let's listen.
You're not just a bystander. You're the senator from Ohio. So instead of saying things that are wrong and actually causing the hospitals, the schools, the government buildings to be evacuated because of bomb threats, because of the cats and dogs thing, why not actually be constructive in helping to better integrate them into the community?
First of all, let me just respond to a couple things that you said, but I want to start with something you said, which I think is frankly disgusting and is more appropriate for a Democratic propagandist than it is for an American journalist. There is nothing that I have said that has led to threats against these hospitals. These hospitals, the bomb threats and so forth, it's disgusting. The violence is disgusting. We condemn it. We condemn all violence.
Senator,
and
this
threats of
happened
violence.
after you and President Trump were on the debate stage, said that cats and dogs were being eaten.
You asked a question, Dana, and I'm going to go ahead and answer it. You just accused me of inciting violence against the community when all that I've done is surface the complaints of my constituents.
Now,
JD,
it sounds like he said again, he reiterated that all he did was just brought to the surface the complaints of his constituents. So that sounds like to me that he didn't make up anything, or he didn't create a narrative, or just completely fabricate a story. It sounds like he's saying that there's some truth to it, or there's at least some confirmation through the people that he spoke to that live there, that's on the ground. Now, who knows if they're lying or telling the truth, but that's where he got it from. He didn't just make it up. But if you look at the headlines, and if you look at this specific story that the Breakfast Club titled, it said that you know what, they're very, very, they're you know what, I'm gonna let them finish, and then I'll come back to what I was about to say.
Stop playing with the American people's realities. And more importantly, stop playing with their lives. Please. Please give JD Vance the biggest hee-haw. Too much mayonnaise.
All right.
They don't get in trouble for that, just like making stuff, like a million, just like making stuff up.
They've been doing it for the last, 10 years?
It should be a crime, but as we have learned in this country has no actual rules or regulations or laws or even knows how to handle people like the Donald Trumps and the JD Vances of the world.
Right.
They don't even know how to deal with that type of privilege. But I will say this, speaking of dealing with it, all my Haitian brothers and sisters, what y'all waiting on, man? You still need a piece? Do you need a piece of JD Vance's hair? A fingernail, maybe? Can't use a piece of Trump's hair. It would be a waste of some good voodoo, because that's a toupee. All right. But it's time for someone.
Now, I would give Charlemagne the God the benefit of the doubt that he might be joking. I don't know if he's, joking or, being serious, but it sounds like he's trying to insinuate or trying to, encourage the Haitians to do voodoo or something. Like, I'm gonna back this up just a little bit. This just kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I don't think I saw that part.
Has no actual rules or regulations or laws or even knows how to handle people like the Donald Trumps and the JD Vances of the world.
Right.
They don't even know how to deal with that type of privilege. But I will say this, speaking of dealing with it, all my Haitian brothers and sisters, what y'all waiting on, man? You still need a piece? Do you need a piece of JD Vance's hair? A fingernail, maybe? Can't use a piece of Trump's hair. It would be a waste of some good voodoo, because that's a toupee. All right. But it's time for someone to cough up a frog. See, white privilege is strong, but black magic is stronger.
All right.
Man. Hey, now that's wild right there. I don't know if he was joking or not, but he did end it with saying that black magic is stronger than white privilege or something. Like, you can go back and look at it, but now that's kind of divisive if you ask me. You can pass it off as being a joke if you want to, but at the end of the day, it's nothing good about saying something like that or joking about doing black magic and all this stuff, man. That's and also they were saying that it should be against the law to make up stories like that, which I agree, it should be against the law, but it doesn't sound like that's what was going on. It doesn't sound like that's what happened. It sounds like JD Vance was saying that these were accounts and these were events that were happening and they were being brought to his attention, and he just wanted to go ahead on and put it on the platform to where he can highlight it. Now, saying that it's made up versus just created, that's a totally different thing. And that's how, if you look at these type of things, if you look at the headlines and the way that people spin things, they can kind of, manipulate you into believing something that's just not true. And just listening to that, I want you guys to form your own opinion. And you can go back and watch the entire video, because I'm gonna have a link down in the description for you to go and check that out. But it's like they're just playing with us, man. If we don't really pay attention and lock in and notice what they're doing, they're gonna keep running circles around us, man. Yeah, guys, I want you to pay real close attention, and I want you to form your own opinion. But just drop a comment below, and let's just keep the conversation going. And until next time, peace.